Anzilotti, coming to you live from BBC. Tonight's story covers the topic of animal abuse.
Abuse is a serious issue. It's when someone hurts an animal or does not care for an animal responsibly. It's like not giving a dog or cat food and water. It is against the law to be cruel to or harm animals, even your own pets. It is called animal abuse or neglect.
When a person envisions animal abuse, they often think of dogs and cats being the victims of abuse. However, animal abuse is not only limited to house pets. There's a wide variety of animal types who experience abusive behavior. For example, based on numbers from petabuse.com, of 1,880 cruelty cases reported in media in 2007, 64.5% involved dogs. 25% of those who were identified as pit bull type breeds. 18% involved cats. 25% involved other animals.
Animal abuse comes in many forms. Some examples are forced fighting, starvation, puppy mills, hoarding, factory farms, slaughter, and abandonment.
Dog fighting is explained as a sadistic contest in which two dogs specifically bred, conditioned, and trained to fight are placed in a pit. Dogfights end when one of the dogs will not or cannot continue. This kind of abuse is seen as a game, and gambling is heavily involved.
A puppy mill is a breeding kennel that raises dogs in cramped, crude, filthy conditions. Female dogs are bred twice a year and are usually killed or abandoned when they are no longer able to produce puppies. Mothers and their litters often suffer from malnutrition, exposure, and a lack of adequate veterinary care. Puppies are torn away from their mothers and are sold to brokers who pack them into crates for transport and resale to pet stores.
Abandonment greatly affects the overpopulation issue in shelters since about 6 million cats and dogs enter shelters each year. Because of so many animals being put into shelters, many healthy adoptable animals are euthanized.
Hoarding also is an issue that can cause great harm to animals. Animal hoarding is when an individual is housing more animals than he or she can adequately care for. Animal hoarding is defined by an inability to provide even minimal standards of nutrition, sanitation, shelter, and veterinary care, often resulting in animal starvation, illness, and death.
Lastly, another issue concerning animal abuse is that animals are also seen as a cash flow to many businesses. They are used to make coats, bags, food, and serve as entertainment, like the circus. Animals are slaughtered, skinned, and hunted, all for the purpose of money. Common animals that experience the torture are elephants, sharks, chimpanzees, tigers.
It's against the law to harm animals. The punishment varies by state. For example, in the state of Georgia, animal cruelty is considered a misdemeanor with a fine of up to $1,000 and/or imprisonment for up to 1 year. A second or subsequent conviction carries a fine up to $5,000 and imprisonment for up to 1 year. A second or subsequent conviction which resulted in the death of an animal will be a misdemeanor of a high and aggravated nature, with imprisonment for a minimum of 3 months, maximum 12 months, and a fine up to $10,000.
The month of April is dedicated to inform civilians about the severity of animal abuse. Fundraisers, rescue programs, and adoption opportunities are put into place. You can work to defeat animal cruelty by simply boycotting all puppy stores and visiting your local animal shelters to consider adoption.
Animal abuse is an issue that affects animals all around the world. It is unreported yearly, leaving animals that are being abused at serious risk.
I'm Sami Cohen, and that's all for tonight on animal abuse.
And I'm Emily Anzilotti.
I'm Tanner Carlson, and I approve this message.
Hello, this is Emily Anzilotti coming to you live from Stop! Animal abuse is a serious issue. Okay, look.
When a person
That's it.
Ready? Go. And I'm Emily Anzilotti. Are you filming? Yeah. Animal abuse is a serious issue. Just keep it. Tammy, what the heck? Animal abuse is a serious issue. Emily!
And you've been watching the BBC News.